former Australia fast bowler Andy Bichel. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, the news was surrounded for them only.
Yeah, look, the big boys came out to play in the last game, didn't they? They got some, they batted beautifully, but the series was done, and maybe the pressure was off, and they went out there and relaxed.
A young comer that has come into the Australian side, Xavier Bartlett. He is your student.
Um, he swings the ball nicely. He's always had that ability to take the ball away from the right-hand batsman.
Xavier has a Virat Kohli wicket in the second ODI.
It is a good matchup for Virat, I feel, when he's swinging the ball away. But in this case, when he got him out, he straightened one back down the line and trapped him in front. Maybe his eyes are going towards the end of his career. Maybe.
How about the current Indian pace attack? Do you think that it's one of the best in the world? Who has impressed you the most?
I think Bumrah is just an absolute star of the game, and I even hearing Ravi Sastry talk about him the other day, how he thinks he's the best Indian fast bowler ever that's played for India, and he's right. His record's incredible. Virat Kohli, what an absolute legend of the game, and how much he's done for Indian cricket, but just the way he's playing. He always reminds me of Ricky Ponting. I look at Virat as one of those players that really took the game on, was great to watch, and really energetic in the field as well, same as Ricky.
Hello and welcome to timesofindia.com. My name is Amit, and we have somebody who needs no introduction, former Australia fast bowler Andy Bichel. And sir, thank you so much for joining us and taking out time for us.
It's great to be online.
So India-Australia ODI series just finished. There was a lot of excitement around Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma. The news was surrounded for them only. So how will you sum up that ODI series?
Yeah, look, the big boys came out to play in the last game, didn't they? They got some, they batted beautifully, but the series was done, and maybe the pressure was off, and they went out there and relaxed. But it was a good result for Australia. I think the conditions allowed the ball to swing a little bit in those first couple of matches as well. So maybe playing that first game in Perth was a good start for us. In the end, I think you've got to think about that Australian team as well. There's a lot of young guys in that team, and jostling for spots as well. And then you've got a couple of old soldiers with the bat in their hand. Their last time to Australia, so it was a very, very special trip for those boys. But in the end, it was a really good result for Australian cricket.
Let's not forget a young comer that has come into the Australian side, Xavier Bartlett. He is your student. We want to listen from you that the interesting story behind that Australian pace.
Yeah, look, Xavier's been my student for a long, long time now, and I think I got him as a 17-year-old, really. And he's worked through the ranks here at Queensland Cricket. He's probably ready to bowl a lot of overs, and he's not going to bowl them for Queensland because he's bowling them for Australia. So it's pretty special, the fact that he's out there doing it for Australia and doing it the way he's doing it. He swings the ball nicely. He's always had that ability to take the ball away from the right-hand batsman. But I think it was his consistency which he lacked a little bit. Going away to the IPL was a good experience for him. He got a few games there for Punjab, and then he went on to the American League and played a bit more cricket there and did really well in that tournament there. And now he feels like he's a part of that Australian one-day team, and he's averaging a ridiculous number with the ball. It's incredible, but he's taking early wickets and making big inroads into opposition batting lineup. He's the right type of person to have in a team, and I think the Australian team set up are really liking him being around. So he's got a bit of ability to bat as well, a bit like Andy Bichel, you might say. I always love my batting, and so does Xavier. So hopefully we can see a little bit more of his batting as he goes along in international cricket.
What makes Xavier so special? Because he have trained so many bowlers, but this bowler stands out.
I think the fact that I've just got him to lead an attack, swinging that new ball up front, and being consistent. I think that's one of the great things about Xavier. He's got a good bouncer when he has to use it as well. So that's the other thing that he keeps developing. And you're mixing up really good outswing with the odd good short ball. Look, you don't have to ask for more than that. That's pretty special. He can bowl with a new ball up front. With the power surge we have in Australia, we have a power surge, but the tough overs, you might say, and then the death overs. So he's got really good skills in that department. He's worked really hard on a slow ball, so look out for that slow ball. the back of the hand slow ball, which Ian Harvey had a few years ago, was in my time, he was very, very good at it. Xavier's one of those as well, who's really developed it over recent times.
Xavier has a Virat Kohli wicket in the second ODI. So did you have any call with him, any plan that he executed?
Well, I think over years, and I think I spent a lot of time at the IPL, and I loved every minute of it. It was such a great tournament. I got to know Virat Kohli, and probably his downfall is that matchup, isn't it? The ball that is swinging away, but in the case where Xavier got him out, he was able to straighten one back up and take it down the line and getting trapped LBW in front. So look, this he is a good matchup for Virat. I feel when he's swinging the ball away, but in this case, when he got him out, he straightened one back down the line and trapped him in front. Maybe his eyes are going towards the end of his career. Maybe. but it is Virat Kohli, what an absolute legend of the game, and how much he's done for Indian cricket, but just the way he's playing. He always reminds me of Ricky Ponting. Like he played the game the same Ricky played. Very good batsman. I look at Virat as one of those players that really took the game on, was great to watch, and really energetic in the field as well, same as Ricky.
Now Australia is sticking to Mitchell Starc and Josh Hazelwood. You know that for a long time. So how difficult is to make it to the Australian side for a fast bowler?
So their workloads are high, and so there's more opportunities for guys like Xavier to be in and around that group. Michael Neser here as well at Queensland Cricket, who could get an opportunity this summer in the Test cricket. So there's more opportunities now, which is probably pretty good. But like you say, the Australian pace attack have been together for a long time, and Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins and Josh Hazelwood, very hard to get in there. You feel sorry sometimes for Scott Boland, but he's going to get his chance this summer, and who knows? That might open up opportunities for Xavier even to get into the Test cricket lineup.
It's too difficult to get into the Australian Test side. So how about Xavier's chances to make it to that? Will you call Xavier as an all-format player?
Yeah, look, it's something he's developing. There's no doubt. Like I said, he's very, very good with the new ball. And even the first-class games he's played, he's probably got a bit of a challenge on that day 3, day 4, or even in Test cricket now, day 5. To front up in that second innings and be able to get some, get as much as he can out of the pitch or out of the the swinging ball that's available. So, bowling on day 3, day 4 is something that Xavier's working on, and that'll be his next step. There's no problem in the first innings. He's got good skills and he stands it up. And his challenge is that day 3, day 4, but like I say, in Test cricket, day 5, going out there and making a difference with the ball. So. It's all ahead of Xavier. He isn't working at that part of his game.
What are his strengths, Xavier's?
Once the pitch gets flat and the ball's old, that's the area he needs to keep working on. But like I say, his strengths is that new ball, and obviously you get a new ball, and if you've got Nathan Lyon in the team that can bowl overs through the middle, then Xavier, you want to think that Xavier is used pretty heavily up front with that new ball. While it's still hard, and that's the part where you've got to get better at, that 60 to 80 over period when the game's the wicket's pretty flat and good players are in. How's he finding his wickets? That's the area you got to work on.
And how much did this IPL help Xavier?
Look, I think the IPL is great for it. I think it's the experience of going there for Australians going there, and obviously Spencer Johnson's someone who's been there from our camp as well at the Brisbane Heat, and he developed a lot from it. It's those working with Ricky Ponting, obviously up with the Kings 11 as well, and I think there was a lot of Australians in that Kings 11 team. I think just going there and being more professional, training, playing on a big stage. It's really cool for all young bowlers to experience, and let's face it, the IPL will do it right.
As a coach, I want to request you to recall that memory when you met Xavier for the first time and ask him to bowl few deliveries. What was that moment? I mean, what did you notice in him?
Yeah, it was at Queensland Cricket here. I was dropped into a role at the Pathways. So we had to get the boys together before they went away to the Under-19 Championships in Hobart. And Xavier was selected. He had a bit of talent coming through the Gold Coast. And straight away, he came into our group and he was able to lead the attack. And I thought that was pretty special. when at that age you sort of got 4 or 5 young quicks that are floating around that might be selected and might not be selected. But Xavier just came in. Nathan McSweeney was in that team as well, and Nathan was captain, and they got a strong bond straight away. Those two between themselves, and I thought captain and elite fast bowler. What a great way to go away to a tournament with. And then obviously Xavier was a swimmer as well as his background, and he had these big shoulders. So he had a big shoulders to lead the team as well, which was really cool. But he was able to bowl beautiful outswing, when he was young, and he's still able to do that today. And that was my first impressions of him, and I still have the same impressions.
What is your best memory, Andy, like against India?
Eden Gardens in a one-day final. We played there in a tri series, Australia, India, and New Zealand, and we made it through to the final. Glenn McGrath wasn't there, and Jason Gillespie weren't there as well, Brett Lee wasn't there either, and they pretty much called us a popgun attack in the media, and we went through to win that tournament at Eden Gardens. I think there's about 125,000 people at the stadium. There's people everywhere. It's incredible. I've still got photos at home and of the game. But I clean bowled Sachin Tendulkar, and I reckon by the time I started the next over, there was 40,000 less people there. Everyone went home after Sachin got out. So that was a nice memory for me against India. It was pretty special.
How about the current Indian pace attack? Do you think that it's one of the best in the world? I mean, who has impressed you the most?
I think Bumrah is just an absolute star of the game. And I even hearing Ravi Sastry talk about him the other day, how he thinks he's the best Indian fast bowler ever that's played for India, and he's right. His record's incredible. I mean, it's complemented by some of the young quicks coming through as well. The singing he's been out here in the 50 over comp, the swinging of the ball, the left arm is he's impressive. The way he goes about it, and some of the other young quicks that. Well, I might say that are developing well in the IPL. We expose them onto the big stages, and I think that's been one of the revolutionary things in Indian cricket over the last few years. The fact that they're exposing all these young quicks at the IPL, and then a few years later we see them roll out playing for India. And something you probably wouldn't have talked about India being a strong fast bowling unit, but at the moment they've got a very strong one.
Will Virat Kohli and Rohit will play like 2027? World Cup? I mean, a lot of questions surrounding them. So your take on that?
Oh, look, I think for someone like Virat, he's very fit. He's going along really well. Obviously, he still wants to play the IPL. His beautiful RCB won it last year, so he's keen to go back to back there and do that. I suppose dropping out of Test cricket, it gives him a focus point to really focus on his 50 over cricket. If he's scoring runs and playing well and giving to the team like I've seen, like he has been, then you can't fault him for that. It is about that for him. His currency is runs, and he just needs to go out there and score. And if he's scoring, then he can make the 27 World Cup. And
how challenging and disappointing is that, like being talented, and you are already surrounded with the players who are already performing but not getting much chance. How does it feel to be like sitting in the dressing room and not getting the red cherry or the white ball and to go in the middle to hit the heart? Yeah.
For me, it was frustrating at times. I think back in the day when I was playing, that we'd go and play county cricket, and I played many seasons of county cricket, so I got plenty of bowling, and missed a little bit out on my international opportunities. So, back in the day, you might say today's game, all the players are going to the IPL. When I played, they were all going to county cricket, and you were earning the pounds in England, which was pretty good. So, look, I missed out on probably a few more games. I'd like to play a few more Test matches and what have you. But the flow-on effect for me was to go and play county cricket. So I managed to get some more games in over there. But look, mate, I ended up playing about 100 games for Australia. So very successful era, with Shane Warne and Glenn McGrath at the helm was pretty special.
Thank you so much, Andy, for your time. And it was really lovely talking to you.